Hello and welcome to Insane Dicing Skills podcast number 8 with the fifth and last game from the MAPM-Single tournament. So, after a pretty mediocre results so far, I hope to get, a nice last game. So this time it was against Christoph Reiter. His nickname is Jimmy Grill. Maybe you know him from the forums. He has a pretty nice looking high elf army, and he played this list. So on the first look, I always think it looks pretty shitty because it's uh, there's nothing really something the unit who can fight, and the shooting is nice, but in my opinion it could be better. So it's really small units, but I don't know. There's a way how is get this going all the time. So that's why I was pretty hyped for this game. I wanted to play against him and see what this roster actually can do. So yeah, one thing is pretty dangerous for me is the one spell Alchemy here from his High Prince. Um, because my Lord, my general, just has Bluffers and Regen as protection, so the Alchemy Zero with the metal shifting hits is really fucking dangerous for me, and I have to avoid this. He took Divination with his level 4 Sorcerer, and yeah, so this is the list. He had two Fire Phoenixes. I mean, you I can't just push Brain Dead in the list because I have to make sure that the Phoenix don't fly over my army and kill the barbarians in the back. So this was a task I really had to take care of. I really had to watch out for this. So this is the picture after deployment and my Vanguard. So he's spread out over the whole table, all his stuff. So silver helms on the flank, two times his phoenixes, the archers here. These were the eagles, the sky sloops, the lions with all the characters, skirmish lions, and this 20 spearmen. We played hold the ground, so we had to take the center here, and our deployment was counter trust. So yeah, I just deployed everything just on the edge of the table. At first, the barbarian units because they obviously want to go sometime later to the center, but yeah, the rest really doesn't matter since he just spread out over the whole table. It really doesn't matter where something is standing. I just had to make sure that he drops his Fire Phoenixes pretty early, so I could make sure that I um, that I could screen those. So here was one Shaggot and here was another Shaggot to make sure that they don't go that way. And yeah, just a lot because he could just do this here. The other Lord really had to back off and don't get hit by these alchemy spells. And yeah, so just pretty straightforward. And I got the first turn. I think I had +1 after deploying all the stuff. And this is the picture after my first turn. So what you see, both lords switched positions, you could say. One went pretty far on the right side, and the other one just took his position here. The EDCs didn't make any moves because I still wanted the Phoenixes to stay where they are, just on his side of the field. Then I just moved those inside the forest to take some cover, and I moved with my Lust Riders to his eagles and shot on them just to make sure that they have to test for stupidity. I mean, here it was a little waste because I just forgot that this is 10 plus reroll, so yeah, this was really hard waste. I thought about maybe hitting this guy, but this Phoenix here, but I thought that he would try to redirect me here, and yeah, that's why I wanted to be sure that one of these eagles maybe just can't do anything, and I could catch them. So next picture is, I think, after his first turn. Yeah, so one of his phoenixes just didn't pass this match test and just could go somewhere where I could still attack him. He shot pretty hard on the barbarian horsemen in the center and casted some spells on them, so they got decimated pretty hard. And then I did a fuck up here in my movement phase because I just put so much effort to screen these phoenixes and to make sure that they can't go somewhere where I can't see them. But this is that was I did a fuck up here because he could fly over me and just stand there, and Shagard really couldn't see him there, and then I still got the hit. So next turn I really had to take care of this so that he couldn't go that way and kill my barbarians, because they are pretty bad against this thing. Yeah, he charged, I think, these Hell Riders with something, I don't know, I think, and I took, I fled there, yeah, and here he charged, yeah, his eagle here just didn't pass his stupidity test. So then my next turn. So what happened? Yeah, I charged with one of the Slaanesh Lords here, the Fire Phoenix, and then I had to do some movements to make sure that the Phoenix can't go this way. So I screened this area here with the chariot, this area here with the chariot, and all this area with the EDC, and placed the dogs behind the hill here, so he couldn't land here either, and he couldn't go that way around because the Lord was screening that area. I charged this eagle and charged out of the unit with my horse guy on his sky sloop. Yeah, I hoped that I could kill him just one turn and he would and that he would flee. But yeah, he just held against me, and then I was pretty scared by these spearmen in the flank. So I couldn't kill this guy. I positioned him, my lord, in a way that if he would flee, that I could charge or maybe overrun with a long overrun into these archers. But he just held against me, so we had to fight a little bit longer there. So next turn, this is, I don't know. Yeah, this is after his next movement phase, I think. Because, no, this can't be. Ah, yeah, no, just his eagle flew, sorry. And just his eagle fled from my horse guys. And yeah, like I said, his sky sloop was just hold. And then he didn't pass. Oh, this is just another turn later. So he didn't pass his charge here, so he couldn't reach my horse guy, my barbarian chief, which was pretty good. So he could kill the sky sloop in his turn, and I got a reform and could charge here through all these units. I think one sky sloop or an archer. I think I charged the sky sloop somewhere here, and I could kill this Fire Phoenix, and the Jagged tried to kill these silver helms here in the back. And this is then a picture of one of my later turns. So yeah, he just fled with his sky sloop, I think, and I didn't pass my redirection test, so I couldn't charge his eagle and get another fleeing unit there. Charged here with the Lord, and all the barbarians, horsemen got shot again, like in nearly every game now. And then I realized that I had to push a little bit to the center because all the right flank was cleared, and I just had to care about one Phoenix left, and I had to push to the center right now because there wasn't that much shooting anymore. One sky sloop dead, the archers won't shoot anymore, and so just the characters and one sky sloop, and that's why I, yeah, slowly approach to the center. The EDC on this place here didn't got any wounds from his shooting and magic phase, so that was pretty big for me. And then just let me check the next turn. So yeah, this time his spearman just successfully charged a barbarian horse guy, and again with the eagle, but I think I hold in the first turn. This was, yeah, pretty good, and I pushed more to the center, and this Slaanesh Lord, this last Lord, just joined these barbarians, and the other sorcerer joined them because I was scared by this alchemy spell with both units, with both characters, and that's why I just placed them here inside these barbarians, so I could push with them, and yeah, he just made sure that I would be able to score. So there were 2 scoring units left for him, which I had to take care of. That's why I placed EDC here just to hold the silver helms away, and this guy was able to fight in this combat with his spearmen here just to make sure that they don't reach the center anymore. I also pushed with the dogs forward just to give him something where I could shoot, because still the EDC was standing here, and he had to take heavy damage, I think, in the next turn. So yeah, like you see, this is after again, I think one of the last turns. I think after the end of my 5th turn. No, this is the end of my 4th turn, I think. So he was able to break this time my barbarian chief and overrun with the eagle. I countercharged his spearmen to hold them away from the center, and yeah, the EDC took 5 wounds from his shooting and magic phase. He also pulled his strength potion here to make sure that I get some wounds from his shooting. So this is, I think, yeah, this is my 5th turn, end of my 5th turn. I redirected these silver helms here with the warhorns. So yeah, that maybe my brass priest was able to take care of them again, and I managed to place 2 units of barbarians on the center point, and I moved EDC back because he had just 1 wound left, and maybe I could make him live. But Christoph decided to push into the EDC, or to push that that much forward that he could maybe kill him in his next turn, in his 5th turn. So he made a reform with the silver helms, placed them somewhere like here. Oh, thank highborn lancers, they're called now. The EDC just took care of the other unit over here. It wasn't, didn't have any impact on the game anymore. And but there was, I think, now a pretty hard fuck off back Christoph, because my dogs could still see these silver helms, and my last lord here, standing in this unit, just had to roll in, I think, 18 to reach his characters. So yeah, I declare a charge with the dogs on the silver helms. They fled, I think, so went somewhere like here, and I managed to get them and destroy them. Then I charged with the chariot outside the unit in his characters, and with the Lord too. And yeah, they I was able to kill them, so I overrun them and got these points. And the my horse guy, I think maybe they um, didn't pass the break test here either. I don't know, but I still he was able to live here, even if he maybe got charged in the back. I really can't remember this, but this was the last picture here in this game. So I got the center point and killed in the last turn all his characters with the highborn lancers, and I think one sky sloop also fled because of his panic test he had to take. So overall, this was 19-1 then for me. So that made it to 69 in the end, and it was a sixth place for me. It was okay. I hope for obviously a little bit better place at the end, but with my performance in the first two games, or with especially in the fourth game where I did a hard fuck up, and the you could say bad matchups in the first two games with Starcraft, it was still fine for me. Thank you for Christoph for this game. It was a pleasure to play against him. I mean, at the end, it really didn't went his way anymore. I mean, he could have been much luckier with his magic and with his shooting. Um, and you can't say anything about that. But yeah, I think that this you can't just place the character unit just here. Even if I can't charge with the chariot, I think the charge in the flank with the last lord is just too much for them. So yeah, this is for that tournament. I just wanted to give you maybe a really quick explanation or something. No, not explanation. Just a short summary about my roster, how I think about it. Um, I think both these Slanish Lust Lords are really nice. They put high pressure on the enemy from turn one. If you start the game vanguarding forward and then have 20 inch to move is really fucking dangerous for many opponents. But they really lack attacks, you could say. I mean, sure, 5 attacks for a character is much, but they aren't that good at grinding stuff. Sure, they especially the Git General is good in grinding other characters, but fighting against uh, passive combat score like ranks or banners and something like this is really fucking hard for them because they maybe he does 1 or 2 wounds every turn he strikes, which is nice against other characters for sure, but you just have to have someone with some passive bonus on the combat score, and this is really a problem for these both of these guys. The other one is pretty nice against all the monsters with the pickaxe, no question about that. Mm, the Barbarian Horse Chief combined with his unit, this is really a two-sided thing. They can be pretty nice, sure, but I think the biggest disadvantage is Initiative 3. There are so many stuff which is striking before them. So, yeah. And obviously they always got shot in nearly every game now. So 550 points, something like this, or like 500 points, I think, in this roster is pretty much, but still these are core points, so I had to buy something. I wanted to have something fast as the both of the Lust Lords, so I think they fit in the roster pretty nice, but still they aren't that nice. They really aren't. I mean, sure you can do stuff with the Hell Riders to put the initiative to 1 and put then the Corn Barbarians in front of something, but still the other opponent just say, okay, well I won't charge you, and next turn you still have the problem that have initiative 4 and you have just initiative 3, so it really doesn't matter. But still, the only lonesome lord, not lord, the lonesome hero, the barbarian hero, I think is pretty nice for the points it costs. This is a good choice. Ras Priest is also a nice choice. I made him really cheap, just Hero Sword and the Charmed Shield. Maybe I could have played him a little bit more aggressive, but the +2 On this building was nice, and he's a good chariot. 2+ armor, 6 attack, strength 5 with +1 to hit. He's pretty grindy, so I think he's a good one. He's a good one. If you don't go for a sorcerer and have the points in your characters, it's always a solid choice. The barbarians for scoring are great. They are really, really great. 20 wounds for 150 points is a pretty nice cost investment. They come with BSB, so they have to can reroll leadership tests. Super, they're a really good unit. The Hero Riders, nah. I mean, against bad people who don't care about the not who don't care, but who forgot about the stupidity tests they can do. This is really, really nice, especially like you could see this in the fourth game, where the 9 chariot just couldn't do anything. I mean, here in this game against Christoph, it was just an eagle who couldn't pass his test on 8. I mean, sure, yeah, but hmm, overall, they can't kill anything. These guys, they're just a strength 3, nothing really cool to offer. 1 unit is okay, but 2, I think you don't really need them. You really don't need them. They In the end, they are all the time pretty expensive redirectors, but good ones for this purpose. I mean, they still can do something more than just redirecting. They're okay, but I think 1 unit is just enough. And the 2 EDCs, yeah, best monster in my opinion. They are so nice. I mean, this is one of the best choices you can take, I think, in the Warriors of Chaos army book right now. They give you a little bit possibility to grind. They have disadvantages against everything which they can't thunderstomp for obvious reasons. I had a test game some days ago where I had to play against 4 Winged Reapers, and this is for a roster like this a pretty just this is something with which you just can't kill. You can't handle this unit. Just maybe if you can charge all the characters and both EDCs inside it, but then the Vampire Archon player just did a really big fuck up. Something like this is really hard to handle, or big units of monstrous infantry or monstrous cavalry with high output. They have a problem with them too. But yeah, overall, I think it's a nice roster. It's not over the top, just really, really not, but it's aggressive, it's fast forward, and yeah, I had really much fun playing with it. So thank you for listening, guys. Next tournament battle reports will be from a tournament here from Leipzig. I played a really, really different list there, but yeah, so stay tuned if you want to have some more battle reports from Warriors of Chaos Army. Thank you for listening, and bye bye. See ya.